Amped Up with BC, Sunday, October 26th of the year 2025. More like Sunday evening Amped Up with BC, as I know you guys will be getting this kind of late. We had a lot to take care of earlier as we get ready for tonight's big Sunday night football game between my Green Bay Packers and those pesky Steelers from Pittsburgh, which means my green and gold will be staring across Aaron Rodgers, who's trying to beat us. Never would I have thought I'd see the day my Packers would be facing Aaron Rodgers, but that's what's happening in tonight's game. So we had to take care of a lot earlier. This is the allotted time that I have for the podcast, but you can bet your ass you guys are going to get a fully amplified show today. So grab your bevies, sit back, max, and relax while BC drops them facts. We're going to talk the mystery vignette that WWE posted just a few hours ago. Or at least the bottom half of an individual that looks like he's in a suit, walking in a dark setting with a certain song playing in the background, Saturday Night Main Events theme. A lot of the community is talking this one name, but BC is going to totally stomp that conversation out. And I'm going to tell you who it is and what it leads to. We're also going to talk WWE announcing and showing you their new crop of recruits, which leaves BC asking the question, are these badass professional wrestlers, or are these just college kids on spring break who got a wild idea? I'm going to try this wrestling thing out. Oh, we're going to get amplified on that discussion for sure. And we're going to start off with the Goldberg Asuka situation. I think you know what I'm talking about. Unless you've been living underneath a rock the last 24 hours, and I'm not talking about a Dwayne Johnson or a Rocky Maivia. Goldberg with the ultimate disrespect to Asuka, but Asuka showing you just another layer, another reason why so many people love this gal. Man, the way that she responded to Goldberg, just utter class. We'll talk all about it in the special weekend edition of Amped Up with BC. No reason to wait any longer. I've had a lot of coffee. My Packers are coming up. Let's jump into it. Goldberg Asuka. Most of you guys know the situation. Some of you guys probably don't have a clue what I'm talking about, so I'll give you a little bit of backstory. In a recent interview, Goldberg was asked about his streak, and I think it was like, would it ever be broken? Something like that. And Goldberg was like, dude, it already has been. And this is not the first time he's ever spoken about this or have shown shade at Asuka. He has plenty of times in the past. Once calling her just that Japanese girl. So this is not the first time that he has thrown shade at Asuka and has received a lot of backlash from it. But in this latest interview, Goldberg says the following. This is a quote. They already did. Some girl at WWE, they did it on purpose. I have nothing against the girl by any means. But yeah, the whole WWE experience. I was a part of WCW when we were kicking their ass in the Monday Night Wars. I didn't know what was going on at the time. I was just on one of the sides. Now, one side dissolves and the other one consumes everything. So they can treat everyone and everything the way they want. Now, first and foremost, no question, WWE was, is, and probably will always be, especially with Helmsley at the helm, petty and very childish. So they have been known to make moves like that. Do something in spite of somebody. Do something because of somebody. Do something just to snuff out somebody. They are pesky and petty like that. But you have to know when those situations are and when somebody is just literally trailblazing their own path. Because in this situation, Goldberg could not be any more wrong. He says they already did. Some girl at WWE. And then he says, I have nothing against the girl. Bro, her name's Asuka. It's okay to say her name. She has earned not just She has not just gotten our respect because somebody waved a wand. She doesn't just deserve the respect because a bunch of fans chanted that. She has earned respect over a 2-decade-plus career thus far. That's right, I said thus far because in her 40s, she's still rocking out. It's okay to say her name. Before I elaborate on this and my true feelings on this, let me just give you Asuka's response if you don't mind. Because you want to talk utter grace and class? You want to talk taking the high road? Asuka says the following. This is a quote. Goldberg's comments about me are all over the news right now. But honestly, I'm not bothered by it at all. What he said came from his own perspective, and that's fine. So there's really no need to make such a big deal of it. End quote. Now she went on too. There was a couple more paragraphs, but that was the direct response to Goldberg. And she could not have handled it any better. She probably feels that, not saying Goldberg, but that whole talk is below her. And what she is trying to do right now and the things she wants to accomplish going forward, getting into an online battle with Goldberg doesn't fall in line with her plans. So utter class by Asuka. Now BC wants to give you his take because I'm not taking the high road. I'm the amplified man. And we gotta drop total truth bomb and amplified honesty right now. Asuka took the high road. BC, ain't gonna. This is a 44-year-old veteran, Goldberg. Asuka is a 44-year-old veteran. She debuted in A to Z Wrestling in 2004 and has been wrestling consecutively ever since. That is 21 years nonstop. Your part-time ass put in 5 years from 97 to 2001. A part-time year in Japan followed, and then another part-time year in WWE. And then you were gone for a decade. You put your years together, and most of that was still part-time, but those outrageously were your full-time years, and you have 7. Compared to Asuka's 21, which means this girl, that girl as you call her, she tripled you. She took your 7 and she saw you 21 years doing this wrestling thing. And she did it, having matches that actually went longer than 5 minutes and consisted of more than 3 moves. Put some respect on that girl's name, man! You had a 173 match winning streak, and a lot of those were just bodies. Asuka had a 267 streak, and most were credible competition. She was undefeated for 914 days. You were undefeated for 461. 914 to 461 means it wasn't about you. If it was about you, they would have had her defeated at 462. Maybe 562, 672. Asuka was lapping you. That girl, that Japanese girl, as you called her in the past, was lapping you. It was never about you. 914 days to your 461. 267 victories in a row to your 173. Put some respect on that girl's name. And her name is Asuka. Even Kana would run circles around you, Hoss. But then again, do you even know who Kana is, Goldberg? No, I don't think so. Because you don't have enough respect for the business. You came in as some hotshot. Thought you were a hotshot football player. The truth is you just couldn't make it. A dude in WCW gave you 18 rockets and a part-time sketch. Congratulations, man. You crushed it for those 5 years. Became a household name. A big part of those Monday Night Wars. A big part of the WCW show. And all you had to do was be a Neanderthal. Go out there, do a few moves. Everybody else, actual wrestlers, they'll make you look good. While you do everything imaginable to try to make yourself look stupid, knock yourself out all the time, injuring people, mostly yourself. I'll give you credit for that. But no respect for the business. Everything always has to be about you. And that may fly a lot of the times. And a lot of the things you say about WWE are actually accurate. It's pretty obvious. Anybody with common sense, just a little bit of logic knows that. But when you take somebody like Asuka and you put such disrespect on her name, you can't even say her name, dude. Asuka? That girl? This little Japanese girl? This girl, that girl, that's her name? Her name's Asuka. She's actually an incredible talent. She sacrificed so much, more than you will ever know or would ever do for this industry. A little bit of respect, man. A little bit of respect. She had a 914-day undefeated streak, and you think this was about your pesky little 467? Bro, she was on her way to doubling you. After a while, wouldn't you say, oh, maybe this is not... When she hit 750, 800, I mean, don't you start to think, wow, maybe this has nothing to do with me? Maybe when she hit 200, 250 victories, oh, maybe they're way past me. Maybe they're not even thinking about me right now. Maybe this is literally about this badass Japanese wrestler called Asuka. Again, I would direct you, Goldberg, if you had a shred of respect for the industry, if you cared about it, if you even enjoyed it at all, I would direct you to some of Kana's matches. But again, I don't believe you would know who Kana is. You can't even say Asuka's name. Asuka, BC in the unit, we can say your name, and we damn well will. Asuka, we appreciate you. We love you. Keep rocking it over there in the E. Let's move on. What do you guys say? Let's move on to the, where do we want to go, actually? Where's my run sheet? I don't even have the run sheet. BC may have to wing it on the rest of this show. Where is my run sheet? I got it. I have the run sheet. This podcast was about to go off the rails for a second, but we're back on track. WWE has a mystery vignette posted of a figure in a suit walking in a darker setting. The Saturday night main event theme is playing in the background, and many fans are thinking this is Andrade. Oh, man. Where do I begin? First of all, it is Gunther. The Saturday night main event theme is a giveaway. John Cena vs. Gunther is the direction WWE is supposedly going in for December 13 in DC. Furthermore, I could not think of anything more anticlimactic than Andrade being a surprise at a big show. We just saw that same exact scenario play out a few weeks ago on Dynamite, and it moved 0 needles. Andrade is a really good professional wrestler skill-wise, sheer talent, and even look. With the right mouthpiece and/or manager with a few bells and whistles, he could be a star in the industry. But real talk, amplified honesty, and a truth bomb. That's not now. Andrade is a mid-carder. You guys know that. I'd be lying if I said a match between Andrade and John Cena, or Andrade and Orton, Andrade and Brock Lesnar, Steve Austin, The Rock, or Undertaker, CM Punk, and Andrade, that or any of them would be intriguing. It wouldn't be. It would take an extraordinary amount of work to make Andrade a top main event star that has fans captivated in every metric and column. And the only time the community has his name in their mouth is when he's playing Frogger to another promotion. Andrade is in AEW. Andrade is back in WWE. Andrade returned to AEW. Andrade may be returning again to WWE. Andrade is at Target. Andrade is jumping ship to Walmart. Andrade is at McDonald's. Now he's jumping ship to Burger King. Andrade is at Starbucks. Oh, there he is at Dunkin' Donuts. But now he's back at Starbucks, but that could be him over back at Dunkin' Donuts. Back and forth, while BC is asking, who cares? Who cares? Who gives a single Stromboli about where Andrade is showing up? All of a sudden, we are enamored of where Andrade is wrestling. And it's a bizarre sitch, no question. I understand that. But he just moves no needles. The Andrade meter is stuck on no shits given. Is he gonna give you bangers? BC, nah, man, I disagree, man. Andrade's amazing, man. He's gonna give you banger after banger, BC, like Sam Zayn. Is that what he's gonna do? Are you gonna yell, "This is awesome," 12 times in an Andrade match? Is that what moves the needle for you? Because you don't have enough really good pro wrestlers, right? You're not seeing enough really good wrestling matches these days. Of all the problems that pro wrestling has right now, the lack of energy and a pulse and a spark, wrestling just feels dry right now. There's this boredom that is covering all of pro wrestling right now. And you think it's a lack of good wrestling matches or good wrestlers? Of course it's not. It's the lack of anybody with charisma and personality, larger than life status, captivating you, their aura, their presence from the jump. Baffled, absolutely baffled. They keep bringing him back. AEW, WWE, I'm baffled, I really am. I understand the wrestling talent that he has, but it's just it's not connecting on another level. So unless the promoter and the creative department, and I use that loosely, unless they really have something masterful in play and they really believe that Andrade can pull it off, then why is he coming back? Because so far, all I have seen in this whole saga of Frogger, from WWE to AEW, back to WWE, back to AEW, and possibly back to WWE, all I am seeing is a mid-carder who we talk about more often than not with what is happening behind the scenes, outside of the ring, than anything he's doing in the ring. The biggest stories I could think of with Andrade the past several years has been he married Charlie Flair, and he jumps back and forth between WWE and AEW a lot. Sadly, that's all I can give you. And I'm supposed to act like what? A portion of the community that is pretending like they give a shit? Oh man, Andrade could be back to WWE. This is amazing. Helmsley could have Andrade back. It's going to be that's what we're missing right now. WWE is so damn boring and stale and doesn't have a pulse. But Andrade, it's not like we didn't just have him a couple months ago. Remember when they were tagging him up with Rey Fenix? You were exhilarated, weren't you? You were captivated. You guys were talking, whoa, man, Andrade is saving SmackDown. He is saving the WW. Oh, wait, that's not what we were saying. Nobody was talking about Andrade at all. I know, because I review these shows. Maybe we spent 60 seconds on the dude. And a lot of that, I understand, is the booking. So that's what I mean. Unless everything is flawless, what's Andrade giving you? And for the past several weeks, the past month, he's been one of the biggest news stories. He's probably loving it because his stock is rising in all of this. But at some point, you got to show up to work, the bell's going to ring, and that's when we're truly going to be reminded, oh yeah, wait, nobody cares. Even if they call it a banger and they yelled "This is awesome" 12 times and Meltzer gave it 4.5 stars, 10 minutes later, they forgot about it. Woo! BC told you we were amped up on this special weekend edition of Amped Up, and we ain't even done yet, because BC is fed up with this next story. It shouldn't even be a story. WWE has introduced their new crop of recruits. This is basically where WWE says, here's your first look at the future of pro wrestling. These are your future stars, your future John Cena and Batista and Randy Orton. Problem is, I'm not seeing it. And I haven't been for years, and sure enough, I end up being correct. Most of these dudes, if they do, quote, make it, are mid-card at best, and even that has viewers flocking away in droves. Nobody cares about your gymnastics. Nobody cares that you've been practicing on the trampoline since you were 12. Till mom and dad every night called you in for dinner. Here's the pic they posted up. Now, mind you, all these kids, they look like nice dudes. And obviously, we wish the best for them. Whether they make it in this pro wrestling thing or not, we wish them the best. But I'm exhausted with these nonstop shipment of, quote, recruits. This is pro wrestling. It's not college football. It's not NCAA basketball. It's pro wrestling. What made us fall in love with pro wrestling was watching larger-than-life humans captivate our imaginations and distort our realities. You look at NXT and the Performance Center and all of these ID schools, these are all kids. Either in college, should be in college, or fresh out of college. Most still don't even know how to do their own laundry. 75% of their meals are prepared in the microwave. 40% still live with their parents, and 60% still sporting acne. And we keep being told this is the future of WWE. Well, the future looks like shit then. I'm not seeing the next Rock or Hogan, Austin, Sting, Taker. But BC, Rocky Maivia didn't necessarily look like The Rock at first. They have to start somewhere, BC. Bro, I take Rocky Maivia over this, first of all. But okay, what about Calloway? When Undertaker was Mark Calloway, he still had that damn look. Before Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea. You knew this dude was going to rock out. Nobody knew he was going to hit those heights. But yeah, when you think pro wrestler, Terry Bollea, yeah, I think he fits that description. Even stunning Steve Austin, not Stone Cold, stunning Steve Austin. Yeah, that's a pro wrestler. Even Steve Borden, not Sting, Steve Borden. Yeah, that's a pro wrestler. They all looked the part. They had that feel. You didn't have to be convinced too much. It didn't take too much persuasion. This is why we're in the position that we're in. We have 1,000 incredible talents, 1,000, quote, awesome wrestlers, yet none of them captivate us. A handful, maybe, are main event caliber. They all can make the audience chant, "This is awesome." They all can give you a quote banger. They all can make Meltzer pop up 5 stars. But when all is said and done, you never gave a shit. They practiced on the trampoline growing up, barely sniffed a wrestling school, if even. And here they are in WWE. These aren't badass, unique, wired, electric characters anymore. They're kids playing pro wrestlers. The kid on the far left looks like he could be selling cars, and there's nothing wrong with that. Second from the left looks like he could be running a coffee shop in Brooklyn, if he can look over the counter. In the middle, dude looks like a high school gym teacher at best. Second from the right, is that a dude or is that a girl? I think that's a dude. I think so. Well, he could be working at Home Depot with Sam Zayn, the associate of the month at Home Depot. In fact, Zayn can help train him. But he looks like a Home Depot associate at best. Far right. Looks like he could be a UPS driver. I don't know their standards. Maybe he's got to put his locks in a ponytail. Put it in some type of band. I don't know. But I could see him driving around in a UPS truck. And there's nothing wrong with that. These are all working jobs that pay money and put food on the table. And if they want to try the wrestling dream, have at it. But I'm looking at the bigger issue where it just seems that we're raiding the college scene. Kids that are going into college or in or fresh out of, and they just want the young athlete. Maybe they're in gymnastics, or maybe they were a football player, or maybe he played basketball. Maybe this one played badminton. Maybe this one's a Monopoly champion. Maybe this one was wild on Saturday nights with Yahtzee. Maybe they want the Battleship champion from 2005. I don't know. But what happens is you have a collection of people that don't look like pro wrestlers. They look like grocery store associates. You put them all together. I wouldn't blink. I would not take a second look if they were all working at the local grocery store. I'd believe it. No, this is the future of professional wrestling. This is supposedly your future Rock and Sting and Undertaker and Hulk Hogan, Austin. This is your next John Cena, I guess, or Batista or Brock Lesnar. We're hoping that somewhere in here is another Jericho or a Ric Flair. You know, VKM would discover wrestlers everywhere. Bars, gyms, you name it. And that's why they all look unique. You could go from Zeus, discovered in Hollywood, and man, was he so much fun. I wish he was around much longer than he was. You guys seen Friday. You just got knocked the fuck out. Who's that, Chris Tucker? Zeus! You can go from Zeus to Earthquake, man. Earthquake. John Tenta. What? What are you going to say? Earthquake sucked, BC. Why? Because he didn't do moonsaults. He didn't do all the spots. He wasn't a gymnast before he got into wrestling. Earthquake was captivating, bro. Whether he was sitting on Jake Roberts' Python and crushing and killing Damien. Because that story is better than anything I've seen in the last 10 years. Or whether Earthquake was taking on Hulk Hogan in the main event, which was a lot of fun, especially with Dino Bravo involved. Didn't matter. Vince McMahon found talent from all spectrums, and it worked. Everybody had their own unique feel and promo and personality. These kids are off an assembly line, basically. I say it all the time. It's like a distribution center at Amazon. It's like an assembly line, but it's all it's all kids, pro wrestlers. And they all come out looking the same, talking the same, right? They take promo classes. These damn performance centers have these kids taking promo classes. So they just made the performance center basically the new college, but it's a college for wrestling. And you're going to learn the WWE way. Okay, well, the performance center has been up over 10 years now, correct? Roughly? Something like that. Around, if not more. So many of the talents you're seeing on the main roster or still in NXT, they've been taking promo classes for weeks, months, and years, correct? That's rhetorical. That is correct. Where's the captivating promos, guys? Who's captivating you? When Bayley's on the microphone, is she captivating you? Oh, man, her microphone skills are amazing. Of course not. Ding dong, hello. Of course not. But she was in NXT for so long. What about all the promo classes, Paisley? Of course not. Mello isn't lighting up a microphone. He's not. And Mello was there for so long taking those damn promo classes. The Viking Raiders don't grab a microphone and captivate you. Pretty deadly. You could go on and on. Nobody is captivating you on the microphone because of promo class. And everybody is wrestling the same. Setting up for the same spots, looking at the same camera angles, getting the same cues for commercial breaks. And you wonder why the product looks stale and redundant? It's because it is. There's nothing unique anymore. Nobody even looks unique anymore. Every match is the same. Every setup to commercial is the same. Every pose is the same. Same. And now we get a picture of the new crop of recruits. And what is BC supposed to say? Guys, look, man, it's the future of WWE. Don't they look captivating? Menacing? They're all going to get their characters. They're going to learn how to do promos. No, see, back in the day, you didn't learn. Bro, there wasn't a promo class. Jake the Snake Roberts got in front of that camera when the red light went on and Gene Okerlund stuffed a microphone in his face. Jake Roberts had it or he didn't. Ric Flair had it or he didn't. The Ultimate Warrior and Randy Savage, whether you never knew what they were saying or not, doesn't matter. They were captivating you. Warrior could be talking green grass, blue skies, and the planets evaporating into SpaghettiOs, and he would captivate you. Earthquake. Just put John Tenta, this big dude, put him in front of a microphone and just let the guy make you believe that he's going to crush somebody. Give me Mr. Fuji and Yokozuna. Let Fuji do the talking and let Yokozuna stand there and make you piss your pants. You could go on and on and on. But this is the problem. And why you should be heated as well is because this has been the problem for years. This is why you keep getting really good, talented wrestlers these years. Several years now, we're getting talented wrestlers. Yay! That's not the problem. I'm sure all of these dudes can do backflips. And they can go through the ropes with the dives. I'm sure they could do all the things you do on a trampoline and all the gymnastics. That's awesome. Good for them. This is awesome. We'll chant that for their matches, for sure. Is there just one that may, even a little bit, just a little bit, captivate us and become larger than life? Hope so. Don't hold your breath on it. Keep your expectations to a realistic level. Because I ain't seeing it. I haven't for years, and they keep showing us the new recruits, and they keep most, right? Because some make it through, absolutely. Most, you guys don't even realize, most of them don't even make it in NXT. Most of these recruits you never hear of again. Some make it through. Unfortunately, most are just mid-card at best. That's the Amped Up Show for Sunday, the 26th of October of the year 2025. Until next time, and there will be that next time. BC in the unit, we're saying check you. Salud!